What happens when a house is the scene of unimaginable horror, when the echoes of a dark past refuse to fade? Across America, there are homes where the stories of the dead aren't just told, they're relived. Now, these aren't your typical haunted attractions designed to give you a cheap thrill. These are real American homes, places where families once lived and dreamed, whose histories were so brutally interrupted they became breeding grounds for the nation's most infamous ghost stories. From sprawling, bizarre mansions built to confuse spirits, to quiet farmhouses stained by unsolved crimes, these locations are legendary for their paranormal activity. Today, we're counting down the top 5 haunted houses you should never visit, where the original residents may have left, but they've never truly gone. Coming in at number 5 is a place of deceptive southern charm, the Myrtles Plantation in St. Francisville, Louisiana. Built in 1796, this beautiful antebellum home, with its 125-foot-long veranda and moss-draped oaks, looks like it's straight out of a storybook. But behind that idyllic facade lies a history steeped in both genuine tragedy and powerful folklore, earning it a reputation as one of America's most haunted homes. While only one murder is historically verified at the house, the legends claim many more. The most famous of these is the story of a woman named Chloe. This is the story that sells the tickets. As the folklore goes, Chloe was an enslaved woman on the plantation. Fearing she would be forced from the main house to work in the fields, she baked a cake containing poisonous oleander leaves. Her plan was only to make the family sick so she could nurse them back to health and win back favour. But it went horribly wrong. The owner's wife and 2 children died, and the other enslaved people, fearing punishment, allegedly hanged Chloe and threw her body into the river. It's a chilling story, but it's important to know that historical records show no evidence of an enslaved woman named Chloe, and the family in question actually succumbed to yellow fever, a common disease of the time. Still, visitors and staff at the Myrtles, now a bed and breakfast, report a wide range of paranormal phenomena. Many believe they've seen the spirit of Chloe herself, often described as a figure in a green turban. Another famous legend involves a mirror inside the home that supposedly trapped the spirits of Sarah Woodruff and her children, where people claim to see their figures or leave handprints that can't be wiped away. Then there's the story of William Winter, the one person who was verifiably murdered there. He was shot on the front porch in 1871. Legend claims he staggered into the house and died on the 17th step of the main staircase, and guests still report hearing his ghostly footsteps climbing those very stairs. Our 4th entry takes us to Old Town, San Diego, California, to a house with such a paranormal reputation that a legend has spread, claiming it was once officially classified as haunted. This is the Whaley House, built in 1857 by Thomas Whaley. This elegant Greek revival mansion wasn't just a family home, it also served as the town's general store, its first commercial theatre, and the county courthouse. But its dark reputation was sealed before a single brick was laid. The house was built on the site of a public gallows where a convicted bandit known as Yankee Jim Robinson had been executed a few years earlier. Almost immediately after moving in, the Whaley family themselves reported hearing the heavy, disembodied footsteps of Yankee Jim, a phenomenon that visitors still report today. But the ghost of the executed man was just the beginning. The Whaley family's life in the house was marked by profound tragedy. Their son, Thomas Jr., died of scarlet fever at just 18 months old. Later, their daughter, Violet, fell into a deep depression after a failed marriage and tragically took her own life inside the house in 1885. Today, the Whaley House operates as a museum and is widely regarded as one of the most haunted places in the country. Staff and visitors frequently report a whole catalogue of paranormal encounters, disembodied footsteps, the faint smell of Thomas Whaley's cigar or Anna Whaley's perfume, and phantom sounds of crying or laughter are common. Many have claimed to see apparitions of the Whaley family themselves. Thomas is sometimes seen at the top of the stairs, while Anna has been spotted in the park parlour. The sorrowful spirit of Violet is also said to linger, a constant presence on the second floor where she spent her final days. From curtains that move on their own to cold spots and feelings of profound sadness, the sheer volume of paranormal claims has made the Whaley House a cornerstone of American ghost lore. For our number 3 spot, we journey to the quiet, rural heartland, to a small, unassuming white house in Villisca, Iowa. But on the night of June 9th, 1912, this home became the scene of one of the most brutal and baffling unsolved crimes in American history. This is the Villisca Axe Murder House. That night, all 8 people inside the house, Josiah Moore, his wife Sarah, their 4 children, and 2 young girls visiting for the night, were bludgeoned to death in their beds with an axe. The killer, or killers, moved systematically through the house, attacking each person as they slept. When the horrific crime was discovered the next morning, the town was plunged into a state of shock and terror that rippled across the nation. Every window in the house had been covered with cloth, and the victims' faces had been draped with bedclothes. Despite a massive investigation and several suspects, no one was ever convicted. The Villisca Axe murders remain unsolved to this day. For decades, the house was just a grim historical landmark, but stories of paranormal activity began to surface much later. Today, the house has been restored to its 1912 condition and is open for tours and even overnight stays, drawing paranormal investigators from all over the world, and the reports from those brave enough to spend the night are deeply unsettling. Visitors describe hearing the disembodied whispers and laughter of children in the empty rooms, seeing objects move and feeling sudden, inexplicable cold spots. Doors are said to open and close on their own, and some have even reported being pushed or touched by an unseen force. The most chilling claim of all is the sound of children crying, a heartbreaking echo of the young victims who lost their lives in that house over a century ago. If you're finding this journey into the paranormal as fascinating as we are, and you want more explorations of history's darkest mysteries, take a moment to subscribe to our channel. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Coming in at number 2 is a house that isn't just haunted by its past, it's a physical manifestation of a paranormal obsession. We're heading to San Jose, California, to the one and only Winchester Mystery House. This sprawling Victorian mansion is an architectural oddity, a labyrinth of rooms, hallways, and staircases that seems to defy all logic, and it's all the work of one woman, Sarah Winchester, the widow of firearms magnate William Wirt Winchester. After the deaths of her infant daughter and her husband, Sarah inherited an immense fortune, equivalent to well over $500 million today. According to the most popular legend, a grieving Sarah consulted a spiritual medium who delivered a chilling message. Her family was cursed, haunted by the spirits of every person ever killed by a Winchester rifle. The medium allegedly told her the only way to appease these vengeful ghosts was to move west and build a great house for them, and as long as she kept building, she would live. While historians note there's no hard evidence like a diary entry to confirm this story, it remains the most powerful explanation for what happened next. Taking the advice to heart, Sarah bought an 8-room farmhouse in 1886 and began a construction project that would last for 38 years, ending only with her death in 1922. The result is a 160-room mansion filled with bizarre and baffling features. There are staircases that lead directly into the ceiling, doors that open onto blank walls or dangerous drops, secret passages, and a recurring motif of the number 13. The popular theory is that this nonsensical design was intentional, a way to confuse the spirits she believed were pursuing her. Today, the Winchester Mystery House is a major tourist attraction, with guides leading visitors through its winding corridors. Reports of paranormal activity are, unsurprisingly, rampant. Staff and guests have reported hearing disembodied footsteps, phantom organ music, and seeing doorknobs turn on their own. Apparitions have been spotted throughout the mansion, including a ghostly figure believed to be a former caretaker and perhaps Sarah Winchester herself. Whether you believe the legends or not, the house itself stands as a strange and beautiful monument to one woman's grief, obsession, and perhaps her terror. And now, for the number one spot on our list, a house whose very name has become synonymous with haunted. This is the Amityville Horror House in Long Island, New York. The story of this unassuming Dutch colonial home is arguably the most famous and controversial haunting in American history, launching a best-selling book and a massive film franchise. But it all begins with a real and horrific crime. On November 13th, 1974, 23-year-old Ronald DeFeo Jr. took a rifle and systematically shot and killed all 6 members of his family as they slept in their beds. His defense lawyer would later argue for an insanity defense at his trial, but over the years, DeFeo himself gave conflicting stories, at one point claiming that voices from the house told him to do it. He was ultimately convicted of 6 counts of second-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison. Just over a year later, in December 1975, the Lutz family, George, Kathy and their 3 children, bought the house for a bargain price, fully aware of its dark history. They lasted only 28 days before fleeing in terror, leaving all of their possessions behind. Their claims were the stuff of nightmares. They reported swarms of flies in the dead of winter, strange odours and cold spots throughout the house. Green slime was said to ooze from the walls and keyholes. George Lutz began waking up every morning at 3:15 a.m, the estimated time of the DeFeo murders. The family reported seeing a demonic pig-like creature with glowing red eyes, and their youngest daughter claimed to have an imaginary friend named Jody, a malevolent entity. The story became an instant media sensation, but it's been plagued by controversy ever since. Skeptics have called the entire haunting a hoax created for fame and fortune. Subsequent owners have reported no paranormal experiences whatsoever. The house itself still stands, though its address and appearance have been changed to deter sightseers. But whether it was a genuine haunting or an elaborate fabrication, the story of what happened at 112 Ocean Avenue has cemented its place as the ultimate American ghost story, a terrifying tale of a dream home that turned into a living hell. From the blood-soaked floors of a Midwestern farmhouse to a sprawling mansion built from an heiress's fear, these homes stand as grim reminders that some histories are too dark to ever be forgotten. They are places where unimaginable tragedy has left a permanent stain, blurring the line between history and legend. Whether you believe in ghosts or not, the stories of these houses have captivated and terrified us for generations, proving that the scariest monsters are often the ones that are real. So, which of these houses do you think is the most terrifying? Would you be brave enough to spend a night in any of them? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this countdown, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into the world's most chilling mysteries. Thanks for watching.